This is another podcast. Two people making you laugh. Maybe you should tell all your friends. Otherwise you're dead to us. Let's carry on with the podcast. But remember what we said about the friends thing. The sun is out and it's a new day. And if you want, you can listen to this episode of the podcast.
Wowee, would you look at that? It's Wednesday evening and it's time to go. Because it's time for the podcast and we're on the show here with my brother and we're going to get going. Everybody get down, everybody get up. If you want, you can get a pup, get a puppy or get a cat. I'm not here to tell you what to do, Karen. You can come down if you want, Karen.
I'm not fussed by the way that you live your life. Listen to the
And
podcast.
and this is the beginning of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to All Fart No Poop, episode number 6.
Wow. Crazy. We out here.
We truly out here slamming right at you with the 6th episode for your boy. I'm
Slamming
Stu
down
Wilson.
with that. Slamming down on your 6.
No, Nick,
I was running through the 6.
Nah, I don't care, Nick. You're going to go, I'm Nick Wilson. I said, I'm Stu Wilson.
Oh, I'm Nick Wilson.
Yeah. Sick, man. That was
sick. Cool. End of podcast. See you next week,
sweet.
mate.
See you next week for
See
whatever
you, mate.
topic we have.
Okay.
Yeah, today's topic was introducing a podcast.
Could you imagine if we just spent an hour just never quite getting to the meat, but just nibbling around the
I think
skin.
there's an audience for it, like the same sort of people that
I
like
don't know.
fucking getting edged by their fucking pals.
Wow. We really out here, not even 2 minutes in, and we're talking about edging.
Yep. Look, mate, who saw that coming? It's bloody.
I certainly didn't.
Bloody Wednesday right now, but it's bloody Friday for our listeners.
Mate, it's every day's Friday at the
Well,
moment.
that's exactly it, mate. I like to live by that motto that every day is Friday.
You know, it's
every
5
day is
p.m.
Friday.
somewhere, and it's Friday always.
No, Nick, it's hell.
What?
I need help.
Oh, God.
Every day is Friday for me.
Oh,
Every day I wake up and it's just fucking. What day is it? Friday. Every day I have to do a fucking food shop.
Oh, man. Do you want to... Oh, that shit, man.
And it never gets easier.
And so you don't have, like, Monday blues, though? I guess that's a good thing.
It's a good thing, but then Nick, ultimately, like when you have enough Friday feelings, they cancel each other out, mate.
It
It just sort
becomes
of
a Monday blue.
yeah. It's like when you inject yourself with drugs, right? If you had the same dose every time, you start not feeling it after a while.
Yeah,
mate.
you got to go for the harder thrill, you know?
I've had to live my whole life, Nick, losing out on that Friday feeling.
I'm so sorry, man.
Anyway, look,
Yeah.
it's bloody episode 6. Before we get started today, I'm just a nice little reminder that, you know, if you're listening on whatever you're listening on, make sure you're subscribed. It's the least you can fucking
don't be
do,
a
right?
fucking idiot and don't subscribe. Do the
Yeah, exactly.
opposite of not subscribing and subscribe, bitch.
Yeah, you're like that guy that goes to like the charity things. It's like donate what you can, and then you just take something and you don't.
Yeah,
and you put a penny
you
in.
take a
Fuck
cupcake.
you.
It's like at school when they'd have cupcake sales for like charity things, and then someone would sneak one and be like, "Oh my god, I sneaked like 10 brownies out for." And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, mate, but at what cost?
Exactly. What was it all worth?
Was it
Thanos?
worth it? You heartless bitch.
Exactly, Nick. It's all right.
Yeah.
This is a safe
So
space.
I'm
we're
over
gonna
it
get
now.
through
I'm over it now. It's fine.
I'm over it too, mate. How are you doing anyway? Good week.
Good week. It's hot as flip right now.
Yeah.
It's
It's
really hot.
absolutely roasting.
And our flat is on the 9th floor of an apartment building, so all of the
Huge
heat
number, mate.
rises. There's barely any circulation, so
Love that for
it's, if I look sweaty to our watchers to our video watchers
Well, they
on
are
YouTube,
watchers, mate, yeah.
then that's why. If I sound sweaty to our listeners, then stop what you're doing, find a scientist, and just tell them about how you can hear
Yeah,
sweat.
maybe pull your earphones out of the bloody bath.
Oh
mate.
yeah,
Am I right?
maybe get out of the pond outside.
You
get
got
it?
water in your
Drink
earphones.
water.
Yeah, I'm good though. Cheers
Yeah,
for
how you
asking,
doing,
mate.
How you doing?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Slow week. This week's gone
Okay.
really slow.
Wow.
Like it feels right. Today feels like it should be Thursday. But it's
Yeah.
not.
Well, it feels like it should be Friday according to your opening.
Well, yeah, but that's because this episode goes out on Friday. So anyone listening to this, it's going to be Friday at least.
So like
right?
it's Friday right now, quote
yeah.
unquote.
Well, you didn't get that. What did you think? I was just fucking. You
No,
think I just thought it was
I'm-
fucking Friday?
No, I've got to be honest, I'm having a stroke. right here, right here.
All right, I've got fucking 111 on speed dial, mate. Don't worry.
Nice, thank you.
Anyway,
that is
though,
great.
this week, look, we've had a good little run of weird topics, and this week we had another topic suggested to us. It wasn't publicly suggested, but your girlfriend Maddie, feels weird saying that.
Yeah, my girlfriend suggested today's topic, and it's a doozy.
That you could not have sounded less enthusiastic about that.
That sounds like I've got so much pent up aggression towards.
It sounds
Maddie.
like she suggested paranormal stuff, and that is the sole reason that you're breaking up with her.
Yeah, look, never.
And it's just like I just accidentally brought it back up.
It's like the one thing. It's like my trigger word, paranormal. No. Well, we didn't even mention that that's a topic. The topic is.
Did you not?
No.
Oh.
The topic is paranormal stories.
Wow, I completely jumped that
you just dropped it in there like it ain't no thing, but it is no thing, Stu. Because
I dropped it in there. You know why I dropped it in there? I just had that Friday feeling, mate.
Oh, it's still on the Friday. Yeah. Are you a crunchy bar because you got that Friday feeling?
I don't get that.
Get it? Because there used to be a Crunchy advert for the Cadbury's bar, Crunchy, and it was get that Friday feeling.
Was it? Is
Yeah,
that where that came from?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Mate, that's a huge exclusive.
Get that Friday.
You're looking it up.
Feeling.
I've got to be
Here
honest,
we go.
mate.
Cadbury's
I don't give a
Crunchy.
shit.
Get that Friday feeling.
Huge.
It is.
Oh, is that those adverts with like
and
and
on a
this is going to sound
roller
racist with the chocolate people.
What?
Nick.
I mean,
they're animated.
they're made out of Cadbury's. Yeah, and it's
for fuck's sake.
Yeah, they're on a roller coaster. Anyway, we're doing paranormal stories today.
We're doing paranormal stories. And originally I thought, right, how are we going to crack this? It's been done to death. Let's just try and each find some stories that we can just attempt to spook each other out with. And we'll keep them short and we'll just sort of go through them and see who can spook each other out. But that's kind of difficult because, we don't believe in ghosts.
No, that's the main thing. So I'm probably not going to get spooked out by these.
So exactly, I don't have any like, whoa, maybe it happened. And so like, I feel like when you don't believe in ghosts, all ghost stories, some things can really spook you out, but it's not necessarily because you believe in ghosts. It's just because it's a particularly scary thing. But also like whenever you read someone talking about it like it is happening, you just can't help but feel like, well, it's just fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it's just a bit like obviously not real. But also the other problem with telling spooky stories that are legitimately spooky is that I feel like, you know, a lot of the actual like scary ones they're so long. They're so long. They're like, you have to really get invested. And we don't have time for that on this podcast.
We don't have time for that.
We're not about a 20-page Reddit story about someone's auntie who died 10 years ago. Okay? We're not about that here.
No,
so
absolutely not.
So we decided instead to kind of shift slightly. We're still sticking with paranormal stories, but we're just they're short, small ones that they're a bit stupid. But I've got to preface this with
they're fun.
I think they're all stupid, right? Because
exactly,
all. Exactly. But as we said, we don't believe in ghosts. A lot of this is just straight up bullshit, right?
But that being said, there are some things that within these, I did find a few that genuinely did kind of like, even though it didn't make me go, wow, I think this happened because I believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
It did make me go, oh, that is a bit creepy. And it did make me feel a bit weird. Like the same way that you watch a horror film and you're like, I know none of this is real, but I'm still scared. And people will be like, but why are you scared if you don't believe in this shit? Because imagination
got me feeling some kind of way. Well, I'm excited to hear those because let me tell you, none of the stories that I have found even slightly shook me to my core.
I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll save. There's one that genuinely did creep me out, and it's got a video to go with it. But I'll save that to the end. Yeah. So that's a little tidbit for like, you know, if anyone actually started listening to this and thought, I do want to hear a scary story. Just hold on, you'll get it.
All right.
Might have to sift through some shit though.
Okay, well let's sift through some shit, mate. Let's get into into the shit stuff.
You know what? I'm gonna go first, mate.
Yeah, go on, take it, mate. Give us your first little story.
Right. So this one is entitled. Most of these, I assume yours are as well, but most of these are all Reddit posts because that's where everything from the internet comes.
No, actually, mine are pretty similar. They're all BuzzFeed posts. People have submitted them to BuzzFeed, so same sort of level. But
all right. Okay, Nick. Rate this out of 10.
Okay. All right. Oh wow, we're going for a rating. Okay, yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. I thought I'd still. You listen to the Jack Mates Happy Hour podcast?
Yeah.
They sort of did a similar thing where they were like, just rating at the end out of how believable whatever it is. So we're just going to steal that. Just like rate out of 10 if you feel a bit spooked by it.
Yeah. Cheeky
Here we
spooky.
go. This one's called My Husband and I Have Seen Another Me. Late at night, I usually go to the bathroom multiple times but for the past 4 days, every time I go to leave, I can see myself standing in the mirror from the corner of my eye in my periphery. It's like the other me is watching me leave the bathroom. It terrifies me to the point where I almost run out without looking directly at the mirror. I've never told my husband about it because I don't want to acknowledge it out loud, to be honest. Earlier today, though, I took a nap in our bed while he sat in the chair next to it watching TV. When I woke up, he told me that he'd seen me sit up, crawl backwards to the edge of the bed, and stand up in front of our bedroom door from the corner of his eye, so from his periphery.
Okay.
He thought it was weird that I got up like that because in the last month, because I'm in the last month of my pregnancy.
Oh.
And I can't really move so good without hurting it. So he tried, I can't really move so good without it hurting. So he tried talking to me. But when I didn't answer, he looked at the door to find me not there and still asleep in bed. Wow. I got really creeped out, and I finally told him about what I've been seeing in the bathroom. He thought it was creepy as well, but didn't really want to talk about it anymore because he thinks it will give whatever it is power or energy. I have no idea what this thing wants and why we've both seen it.
Right, so off the bat, just straight up bullshit, right? It's just people making... There's no way this actually happened to someone. They perceived...
I did think, it's got some creepy elements to it, but then you just think...
Look,
I often think I see weird things out the corner of my periphery. I mean, I've never seen a person crawl to the door, but I'll be like, oh, something moved.
I would say that's the creepy thing about it is the idea of seeing yourself, all right? That is creepy, all right? That's like a worldwide, that's pretty globally accepted to be like a creepy phenomenon. But
of course, mate.
I just can't help but feel maybe it's something to do with like she's heavily pregnant, right? Maybe she's just like, I don't know, tired or some shit.
But then, Nick, how did he see the same thing?
Damn it, that is so true. Probably because I don't think he did.
Yeah, you also have to remember this is on Reddit.
Yeah, I mean, it's 100%.
You could type anything and be like, but what does this all mean?
Yeah, and for that reason, I think I'm going to be judging these not on whether I think they're real or not, but on whether I think the spookiness of the way it's presented is creepy or not.
Absolutely reasonable way of approaching it, mate. So in that sense, what did it speak you out? 1 to 10.
I would give it a 4 out of 10. Started off, a little bit creepy.
It could have started worse, to be honest.
Yeah, I think the moment that it just ends with like, we need to stop letting it have the power to do something.
Yeah, it's just like, this is the thing. As soon as it gets to like, I don't know what this thing wants from me, it's like, get the fuck out of here, you fucking wacko.
Absolutely not. 4 out of 10 for me on that one.
All right. Yeah, when I read it, I was probably like, the first half of it, I was probably like a 5, and then I was like, none of this is real. So I'll probably land it. I can agree on a 4. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Right, well, I'm gonna get my first one out of the way. I do just want to say though, having heard yours, I feel like mine are immediately less. They're not stupid. Like people have submitted these to BuzzFeed, all right? That basically it just says at the top,
BuzzFeed.
We asked the BuzzFeed community to tell us their most haunted, chilling college campus stories. Okay.
Why did you even go
because
to BuzzFeed?
Because they're so short and they're just the way these are all written is so funny because they start off like trying to. It's almost like you can literally see the point that they give up and they're just like just this. So
all right, go on then. Hit me.
So Stuart.
Right.
This one's called The Room in Trinity Hall.
No.
I go to Texas Lutheran. Wait, Lutheran, is that? It's a college, basically. Okay, let me try that again.
College in Texas.
I go to Texas Lutheran, and supposedly a girl died in one of the rooms in Trinity Hall. But ever since then, her room has been closed off, and no one is allowed in except residents' staff. One day, I heard a ton of banging above my room, and I called RA. We went upstairs, and maintenance opened the door. We saw very human-like scratches and blood-looking stains all over the walls. The ceiling was completely black, and there was about an inch of water on the floor and dripping down the walls. Totally unexplainable.
This is just there's such thing as just too much. If you're gonna make up a story, Don't make it like that.
It's too much. It's like do you know what I mean? Like you can see halfway through they're like setting up. It's like someone, and then it's just like bam, there was blood on the walls, and there was what? The ceiling was completely black.
Yeah, what the fuck does that even? Imagine if you're like your mate was like, oh, something spooky's really happened. You're like, oh, here you are, and they're like, yeah, I went outside, the whole world collapsed.
You'd be like, okay,
well, it didn't. Then,
no, even worse than that. If your friend was like, something really spooky just happened. And they start like setting up. They're like, so it was like 9 p.m. I was walking down and there was like a door open, and you'd be like, oh, I'm really heavily invested. And then to just slam in with like, oh, also all of the walls were disappearing into nothing, and there was demons like crawling out.
But what's that got to do? So the setup was that some girl had killed herself. So basically,
right? Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So usually there's like a link between how she died and what they're seeing. So what? She killed herself by painting a wall black and leaving the tap running and putting blood on her.
I mean, and also just there's so many things in it that's just completely unrelated to anything. Like okay, human-like scratches and blood-looking stains over the walls. That's enough to be like, okay, that's a bit of a fucked situation. You don't need to say that the ceiling was completely black, which is like, okay, what do you actually mean by that? And then there was about an inch of water on the floor. What? From what does that mean? Do you literally like what? There was no leak? Like this is it's not scary.
Yeah, no, that's not. I'm gonna nip, mate. That's a 1.
That is a 1. Yeah, good. I'm glad. If you had given it anything more than, I'd say,
could you imagine 2. If you were like, "How funny is that?" And then I'm over here like,
you just hang up. You just literally hang up the call, and I'm like, and then the podcast never goes out.
And then my feed comes back on, and there's like a shallow inch of water on the floor, black fucking roof. Oh, and there's a maintenance man behind me.
I'm in the Trinity Hall at Texas Lutheran.
Okay, yeah, so that's a 1.
So that's a 1.
Here's a good one. Yeah. Right, so whereas that's extreme, right?
Yeah.
Some of these are comically mundane.
Okay.
Right, let's go. This one has. So this website has like gathered some Reddit ones. So these are all Reddit posts, but I don't quite know what the original title of this one was. But this website has given its own title as the thing, and they are themselves fucking hilarious.
That's gonna be so
this one is titled "My Dog Started Barking Like Crazy."
Cool.
Crazy, eerie. Right, here we go. I heard someone shaking my locked door in the middle of the night for about a minute. It woke me up. I opened the door and my dog started barking like crazy, looking down the stairs. In brackets, that's where my room is. Although she's usually asleep on a bed at the end of the upstairs hallway. Woke up my dad and we went downstairs. He's on the 3rd floor. I'm on the 2nd. Okay. We went to the 1st. And all the doors were locked. The living room light was on. Also, I have a doorway separating 2 sides of my room. And I hang a mirror box that can be opened to store jewellery and trinkets.
Like what? Okay, carry on.
It makes a distinct noise if you quickly move it or shake it. I heard someone shake it a few weeks ago, and it woke me up. Next morning, the baseball bat I keep next to my bed was on the ground. That was really weird, because the baseball bat was leaning against the wall, and the bottom part was inside of a box filled with junk. In the morning, it was completely on the floor, but the box was untouched. And here's the kicker. I don't really care, as long as it's not a robber. Such a plea. When I got to the end of that one, I was like, "Oh, okay, so this isn't scary. And also, you're just hoping that there wasn't someone robbing you."
I don't really care just means that it makes the whole story when you think about it now just like, what is the actual point? Why do you...
It makes all of the details that you're like, okay, so they're leading up to some kind of weird thing. Yeah. Why is it so detailed? I don't.
Because also the thing with stories like that are like that detailed, where it goes to that specific, like there's a mirror like box thing. Is that the moment they mention those, they always try and mention those things before the spooky thing happens. But because they're mentioning such a specific item, you know something to do with that is going to happen. So you lose. Oh, it's like, and also, like when it's like, and also going downstairs, and also, by the way, there's this mirror ball thing that's like you're going to want to keep an eye on that for later in the story.
One too many, and also
that was. I can quite simply tell you. The least that was a 1 out of 10. I'll give it a 1 because when it started, You know, it was setting up something that I was hoping was a little bit more than just actually I don't care. So it had
it's
a
the
bit of
punchline that really ruins that one.
yeah. As long as it's
It
not
could at least have another number on the scale if it didn't say I don't care, I just wish I wasn't
yeah,
wrong.
like that. If you put that at the end of any story that you've submitted as a paranormal story,
Exactly.
it's just not like, okay, oh, cool. So why did you go to the effort of recalling all of those events if it's never even crossed your mind that it could be something bad?
Yeah, so
I don't actually
exactly.
care.
Yeah,
That is
fantastic. Right, please give us at least a 2 or something.
Right, I'm gonna try. I cut right. So that just to tell you, there's 19 on this article. So I'm obviously not gonna.
We're successfully not getting through all of those.
Not gonna get through all of them, but I can't remember which ones were like really good or not. So,
Right, just
okay. Okay. Wait. That's so. They're
good
so
podcast
funny.
content, mate.
Number
Keep
4.
going.
Number 4. It's a nice short and sweet. It's called The Little Girl in the Mirror. I went to the second oldest cemetery in the country, and there used to be a Civil War hospital next to it. One night, I had a dream of a little girl laughing at me in the bathroom, looking out at me from the mirror. When I woke up, I was no longer in bed, but I was standing in a bathroom in front of a mirror. That is it.
Shut up.
That is the story.
That couldn't be less proof of paranormal activity if it tried.
Right. So there's a few things that immediately strike me in a story. where it just says one night, it just skips. It's just like, okay, there was a cemetery, all right, and then the Civil War or whatever. Then it just goes, one night I had a dream of a girl. Like that
I had a dream and I woke up
So
in a
were you
bathroom.
at the cemetery? Where were you? Like, why is that spooky?
That's not spooky's answer, mate.
No. And I also really
Another
like...
huge jump in fucking...
Yeah.
In fucking whatever they fucking
Yeah,
think.
no,
Oh, yeah,
'cause
I woke up there, so definitely this is some weird paranormal.
I love how simple it is as well. It cuts out maybe too much of the fat of the story. It's just simply, I had a dream that there was someone laughing at me in the mirror, and then I woke up and there was someone laughing at me. It's like...
It's so matter of fact that it almost forgets that it's trying to be scary.
Yeah,
it might not even
nothing
be a
scary
scary
about
story.
it.
It's just like, this is something that
In
happened.
fact, maybe it is scary. Maybe it's gone full circle and it's 10 out of 10 scary because it just doesn't know that it's
Okay.
anything.
All right, maybe, but I'm
Or
gonna
maybe
say
it's also
maybe it's just terrible.
Just terrible. Yeah.
1 out of 10.
1 out of 10, definitely.
Easy 1 out of 10. Nick, we need to get out of this 1 out of a 10 hole.
Yeah,
But before
give me
we do
something
that-
better.
No. Before we do that, this one's gonna. In fact, this might be a 10 out of 10.
Okay, all right. I'm ready.
It's a short one.
All right.
It's simply titled "I Never Found It."
Oh.
Right, here we go. I walked into my bedroom with a couple of oranges to snack on. I tossed one lightly onto my bed. It landed in the middle, didn't bounce up, but appeared to vanish into the bedspread. I never found it. It didn't end up behind or under the bed.
Wait, that's
That's
it.
the end.
So it's... Right, okay, that is that confidently that's a 0 out of 10 right there.
My favourite part is that it suddenly gets like after it's like right, I threw an orange on the bed, it disappeared. You're like, okay, sweet, that could be the end of the story. But it goes further, just a tiny amount that really suggests to me that they are genuinely so desperate to find what happened because it says it didn't end up behind or under the
It
bed.
really had to confirm what it meant by disappear. But also, there's the main question that just leaps out to me is like, why did you throw an orange onto the bed? Like,
And also, who gives a fucking
and who gives
shit?
a fuck? Maybe like it just sounds like they threw an orange at a bed and it just like went. It just like it just fell down
Honestly,
the back
I
of the
bet-
bed or something.
I bet they found that orange a week later.
Bet they found it a week
that,
later.
I've done that so many times where I'm like, oh, like I don't know, I'm eating a snack, like a popcorn,
Yeah.
and I'm dropped a bit of popcorn, and I'll forget about it, and then I'll be like, oh, I thought I dropped a bit of popcorn down
Yeah.
the sofa, and I won't find it, and then like a month later, it'll be under a cushion.
Love it.
I'll be like,
I love
grim.
that person, instead of just doing exactly what you described and just sort of getting over it, just really was
Went to the
so
internet.
pent up about it that it went to Reddit to just literally ask people to be invested in the story of the orange, you know?
I just love the idea that person is so shook up over losing an orange.
Maybe
That
they're
is
still,
fucking
maybe
sublime.
literally they're losing fucking sleep. Maybe
Absolute
to
10
this
out of 10.
day. That's a 10 out of 10.
That's
That's 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 for me.
10 out
We're
of
not
10.
going to get higher. You know what is a 10 out of 10 though?
What, mate?
Breakfast.
Oh.
Yeah, breakfast, mate. It's time for what did you have for breakfast?
What did you have for breakfast? I know what I had. Right then. I guess there's no point in sort of keeping us going any longer, mate. What did you have for breakfast today?
I've got to be honest, mate. I forgot to have breakfast and I skipped it and ended up just having like a Granny Smith apple a bit later on in the morning.
Oh, that's that's sad.
Didn't feel too hungry though.
That's good.
Didn't miss it.
Oh.
What about you?
Yeah, I didn't have breakfast today.
Double whammy. It's groundbreaking stuff. No breakfast for either of us.
It's
today.
a double whammy. It's the infamous double whammy.
Do you think that might be something seriously paranormal going on there, mate?
Maybe. I mean, have you checked what happens when you throw an orange on your bed?
I just tried it, mate, and it didn't go under or behind the bed.
I just tried it, and it's opened up a wormhole.
Big problem. I threw an orange on the bed. There's an inch of water on the floor, and my ceiling's black.
I didn't want to say anything, but the ceiling is pitch black. There's blood everywhere. There's an inch of water everywhere.
I know we've moved on and everything, but also, again,
Yeah,
just like, why is the
that.
ceiling being black scary? Fuck, I'm never getting over it.
Yeah.
But you know what I might get over sometime soon
Go on.
is another
paranormal
story.
And you know what? I'd love to get it going again with my next paranormal story.
Fantastic. Do you want to roll?
I'd love to roll.
Go on.
And this one is very, efficiently titled "The Room."
Yo.
I attended a weekend conference with my cousin at Loyola Marymount University, where my aunt worked. As soon as we got off the elevator, I immediately felt an overwhelming sensation come over me. And when we got to our room, and this is in bold here, I felt as if I had no control over my own body, and I began to tremble as I uncontrollably cried. We changed rooms down the hall, and I never had an issue unless we passed that room or we were near that elevator. A few weeks later, also in bold here, my aunt received a letter from nuns who stayed in that room stating how they also felt the same overwhelming rush and they thought that there was an evil demon in there. What a lead!
That's it.
That's it. That is it.
Oh my God.
That is it.
That's hilarious. I feel like whoever that person is, you could write a letter to her of anything and she'd be like, oh!
I was going to say, it sounds like she just felt like a bit, maybe she had like a mild panic attack.
Well, this is it, right? I found that to be quite a big common theme in a lot of these stories, is that so many of them will before it gets to the rest of the story that's supposed to be scary, they'll preface it by saying like, and I just want to be clear, I don't usually feel like this, but when I went into this room, I suddenly felt sick. And it's like,
you're like, well,
right,
maybe
great,
your
body felt sick?
Yeah.
As if that's some kind of fucking, as if that somehow makes this any scarier. And then they'll go on to say the most mundane shit,
always
like,
quite,
oh wow, I stepped through a door and I just happen to feel sick as I did it, so it's terrifying.
It's quite handy, isn't it, to have something in a story that you could just not have to prove because it's not something that physically happened, it's just how you felt. Like,
and people will be like,
a bit,
what? And they'll be like, no, trust me, I never feel sick.
And you're like, yeah, you don't have to have ever, you could never have felt sick in your life and you could still feel sick at some point. Like, that is quite a common, I just love, my favourite part of that was uncontrollably cried. Like, I really need to know how quickly that came on. Was it like immediate, like, hey, I'm just going to go to the... or was it literally like a timid, like slow descent into,
and I loved,
into
and did the exact same thing happen to the nuns.
Yeah.
Also, wait, hang on a second.
Yeah.
How did nuns know that these people went to the same room?
Yeah, that's the thing. It cuts out all logistical
So she just
parts.
got a letter from nuns.
It just says, a few weeks later, my aunt received a letter from nuns. It's like, which nuns? Who?
I love the ambiguity of just nuns. I received a text message from God.
It sounds like there needs to be like a TM trademark after nuns. From nuns. The one nun in the world.
Is that a part of nuns' daily routine that they just take an hour out to write letters to people?
They got to take an hour out of every day to write letters to people about a haunted room that they once went in.
Do you reckon those nuns just sent that same letter to about 100 different people?
Yeah, and they're just
hoping that one of them just accidentally went into the same.
Oh my God, you're not going to believe it. They're like, write down that you had the same thing. And then they send it off.
Fucking nuns, mate. Those nuns can
It's
get
the equivalent of the
mate.
YouTube. It's just a prank, bro. They're prank lettering. They're sending off prank letters.
They're pranking you with like severe upset.
So, mate, what would you gauge that on a scale?
Oh, mate. I want to give it, I mean, what was this? I can't even remember what the scale was again. Was it on how scary it was? How spooky it was?
How spooky the story
is. I can't express how little was scary.
Yeah, my body didn't. I mean, unlike hers, my body didn't go through any change in emotion.
I'm not even giving it the luxury of a number because there was nothing
scary.
Oh
wow, we've got our first numberless rating.
That was so unscary.
Yeah, dog shit.
I can't even describe how.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing scary about crying in a room.
It's
sad.
Honestly,
it's sad.
there's nothing scary and nothing shameful about crying in a room.
No, there isn't. If this was a scale of 1 to 10 on how sad it was and how
it would
upset
be
I feel
an
for
11
this person,
because my heart aches for her.
Be bloody through the roof, mate. I'd be reaching out to her. I'd be sending her a letter.
I would
not be signing off none.
Just from the sender, nuns.
Every time she opens a letter now, she just trembles. She's like, better not be the nuns.
Not the nuns.
Right.
Hit me with your
Fun
next one, mate. Yeah, come on.
Here's another one. This one's called Disappearing Wife.
Okay.
This is on Reddit.
All right.
I honestly don't know if this belongs in here or somewhere else. In mid-2007, I was walking home from work. There's a small bridge over a sandy creek that I have to cross. I noticed this cute older couple crossing the bridge, walking in the opposite direction as me. When I turned my head to greet them, the old man smiled at me. He was alone.
Okay, right. Just
He was
say,
alone.
I think I zoned out halfway through there because it was so short that I was just expecting more. What? Say that again.
Oh my God. All right. So, in mid-2007, I was walking home from work. There's a small bridge over a sandy creek that I have to cross. I noticed this cute older couple crossing the bridge, walking in the opposite direction to me. When I turned my head to greet them, the old man smiled at me. He was alone.
Right, yeah, exactly what I thought it was going to be. Cool. Cool. I mean, there's a slight creepiness in the fact that it's super short, just says it, you know?
This one made me think about the fact that where is the sweet spot for how much detail you put
because
in?
it starts to tease a bit. It starts to go
I don't need to know that it was 2007 and that you had to walk over a small bridge at a sandy creek. And yet, if it didn't have any details, I'd probably be also going, bullshit.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think the problem with this one is that, in theory, the idea is pretty spooky, you know? Like, seeing someone that isn't there and then suddenly not... But the telling of it was just quite simply... I saw a couple and then I turned around and there was only one of them. Essentially, it comes down to that.
It's too blunt. Like if anything, if this was somehow absolutely true and ghosts exist, if anything, make up some shit to throw in there.
Anything. Look, mate, you are on Reddit telling a ghost story. You gotta fill in the gaps. You know,
you're already at the low bar. Just fucking
that's a 2 out of 10. I'll give it that. I'll give it the attempt of being spooky, but just completely falling flat on its face.
Go on, let's see what you got. I'll probably agree with a 2. Probably.
Okay,
let's try it a bit more.
This one's called The Bathroom Stall in Keating Hall.
Huge.
Keating Hall on the Ringling College of Art Design campus, previously a hotel, was famously haunted by Mary, a prostitute who hanged herself in the 1920s. A student told me that they were doing a self-portrait in the mirror of the communal bathroom one night. He knew someone was in the stall behind him because their feet were sticking out. They were taking a long time, so he turned around, but the stall was empty. The creepy part, when he looked back in the mirror, the feet were still visible.
Huge. Maybe it was shoes.
I mean,
shoes.
Say that again.
Maybe it was shoes.
Maybe it was shoes. Yeah, maybe it was shoes. Well, I guess it was just bare feet. But again, I don't know.
That's almost funny.
It is almost funny. I mean, see, this is my problem with, and actually I've come to realise a lot of the submissions on this list is that I feel like they're just trying to say like jump scares in a horror film.
This is exactly it. I found this with them as well.
Yeah.
Like, however, like that one's short. Some of these are really short. Some of these are longer. A lot of them online are really long.
Yeah.
But no matter how much flesh there is or isn't to it, there's always like one point in it. Like the actual scare is just a jump scare scene in a horror film.
Like you can
They're
literally
too
see
cliche.
the camera like moving. Like it'll be like, and then I turned around and back in the mirror. Like, it's like, okay, cool. This is just a horror film.
And I feel like if ghosts did exist for some reason,
Yeah.
they're not going to be going around fucking ticking off their jump scare and horror film list. Like they're not going to stand behind you in a mirror.
See, that's what I've always thought about horror films in general, actually. But I do love a good horror film. But like horror stories and stuff is, if you like it when you really think about the circumstances that are in a lot of these like stories and stuff, and like let's just take horror films for example, and it's always like, I don't know, a demon like haunting someone, and there's like loads of build up of like jump scares and whatever. You have to, if you are to buy into that, you have to buy into the fact that the ghost, is just prancing around doing weird shit. Why would it ever do that? Why? Like that's
it's
why.
There's like a fine line in horror films in particular. There's a really fine line between like how. Like whatever the fucking ghost is doing. Yeah.
If
you actually think about it from the other perspective, you're like, that's hilarious.
That's why like I find the best and scariest like horror films or stories address that. Like it's scary to me, like The Conjuring, for example, when it's like a demon that is doing it because it just fucking wants to fuck you off. Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
But when it's like, and a lot of these stories, like I was looking at longer ones that before we decided to go to the shorter ones, but a lot of the longer ones would kind of wrap up and be like, I don't know, it'd be like the ghost of a parent who wanted to stick around, and it's like, so they just fucking like go and if a parent wanted to stick around in ghost form and tell their kids something that like, they wouldn't like leave breadcrumb trails and like push them downstairs. You'd just be like, hey mate, this. You just, and also, like, what?
With that on the subject of like stories where it's like, and so this means that the ghost was a long lost parent of this girl that died in his house. It's like, you literally could not have less evidence.
Yeah,
for
you've
that.
just seen an orange disappear in your bed.
Yeah, someone died in a house. You went in. You had you fucking, I don't know. You suddenly felt a bit ill. You cried a bit, and then you lost your orange. And now you've decided that the long lost grandmother of that fucking person that died is haunting you. It's like, just, you have no evidence.
That's the thing. I think that's the thing with a lot of these is that it's a lot of attempted evidence of something that really doesn't have any evidence at all.
Here we go, though, Nick. So on that note, should we wrap up with the one that actually did kind of spook me out?
Let's do it. Let's go in.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
so
ready.
This one is, like you just said, it's just it's mundane. There's not really any point to it, but it's not attempting to. It doesn't tell you that there's a point to it. It's not going like, and this is why. It just is something really weird. It's just a weird fucking thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So basically, it's not loading. Apparently.
Right. Do you know what I think we should do then?
Yeah.
I think we should tackle some, dare I say it, breaking news.
Yeah.
And then
that was a huge save.
And then come back to this and hope that by then it's working.
That's a brilliant idea, mate. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's enjoy some of this week's breaking news.
Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news.
Scientists today have confirmed that humans do not actually breathe out of their mouths, as commonly believed for centuries. In actual fact, they breathe out of their butts. A spokesperson for literally everyone else has said, hang on, I don't really think that makes any sense. I'm literally breathing out my mouth right now. I can feel it. I'm doing it right now. To which lead scientist Dr. Herman J. Hypaper responded, nah though. Nah.
In a shocking turn of events, UK supermarket chain Tesco have announced that all self-serve checkouts will be slowed down by 10,000%, quote, just for fun, close quote. A spokesman said, why not? It already takes fucking years to go through the system. Why not make it longer? Haha, Lamau fucking peasants.
This week, the UK is set to implement its controversial and long-debated smoking ban, which would see any smoking indoor public spaces prohibited. The move would have serious benefits for public health, but has been met with criticism from smokers across the country. none more hostile than that of Courtney Cox, the Friends actress, who was this week revealed to be nothing more than a literal cloud of smoke in a barely fitted skin suit. Her agent declined comment, but sources close to the star have said, yes, she really is just a fucking heap of dirty air with nothing more than a microbe of a human fucking resemblance. You know what? I'm all for the fucking smoking ban if it means that we don't have to put up with that absolute sack anymore.
This just in. Facebook has today announced that it will be introducing a timeline feature. Top executives say it will help people connect better and hopefully in the future will lead to lots of casually racist posts from that one uncle you don't like showing up between adverts for gadgets you never need.
In a shocking turn of events, experts just this week have confirmed that, as expected, I just couldn't care less. I truly couldn't give a shit, Karen. You can take the kids, fine. To be honest, I'm just happy this is all over. No more of this story after the break, because frankly, I should have put the brakes on this shit show for months ago. I'll be over tomorrow to pick up the keys, but don't bother calling back. You fucking bitch.
Jared Leto's to play the Joker in upcoming DC film Suicide Squad. A spokesman for Leto said today that he is well excited, mainly for the method acting shit which he will be pushing down everyone's throats for the next few months. But also, this film's gonna be amazing, right guys, right? It can only be good, right? This film's gonna be so good, right? It's gonna break so many records, right guys, right?
And that's breaking news.
Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news.
And those were some frankly shocking breaking news.
Absolutely, it really struck me right to the very core, especially that very personal story from what I can only assume is a really bad breakup there.
It did sound tough.
Sounded tough.
It did sound tough.
Sounded
I
tough.
hope that reporter's all right.
I hope they're okay.
But you know who isn't okay?
Who's
Presumably.
okay.
The person that wrote this here final.
Okay.
Shocking.
Right. Is it working this time?
Paranormal story. It's working,
Okay.
mate.
Good.
Look, what is a podcast without some technical hiccups?
So
am I
true,
right?
man. We got to start putting them in to make people think that we're
We
relatable.
better start making them up, mate.
We better start making
So anyway, this here is the paranormal story that truly did spook me out a bit.
Okay.
I watched it, and you're going to watch it. Our viewers can watch it for themselves.
Okay.
We'll decide.
Wow.
So this one is simply entitled "Unexplained Encounter My Brother Got Into."
Okay.
Look, immediately out the bat, mate. It's not trying to be a scary
It's not.
story. It's just unexplained.
Got into. It's just so informal. I love it.
So, for additional backstory, this is how it begins. My brother was alone at my mum's house, probably to check on our dog Oscar, as both mum and stepdad work day jobs. Or something along those lines, when the light in our hallway started to turn on and off. The brother began recording this in hopes to try and capture it on video to show them, and he succeeded. So the video that he took is the one that I've sent to you.
Okay.
That I'm gonna put in the show notes below, wherever you listen to. Hopefully you can get a link for that.
Am I watching now?
If you can't, well, sorry, mate, you're lost.
Am I to watch now?
When I say you can watch it.
Okay. All right.
We'll watch it once. We can watch it twice. Let's. Go ahead. Go on. Open it up and watch it. All I say is make sure you've got the sound on
Yeah.
and just pay attention to everything in frame.
Okay, so it's doing it again. That switch down there is on. You can see it past my shaking. This one is on, okay? It's Mom. See what I mean? It's fucking... You can hear it. You fucking... Mom, nope.
Okay.
Did you watch it, Nick?
Yeah. What was I? That's a spooky video, but what was I seeing there?
So I'll explain what you were seeing. She goes on to say, after watching the video countless times, I'm stumped. I believe there's something weird going on here beyond our knowledge. Having lived in the house for over 2 years myself, the house does have strange vibes to it. I've never really witnessed anything like this, to be honest, but it's felt weird, and some people have said weird things. There are 2 light switches that control the light. One is closest to the brother,
Yeah.
which you're seeing in the shot, and on the other end of the hallway, there's another switch. You can see in the video, it's just on the left-hand side of the wall. There's no one at the end of the corridor. The first time it goes down perfectly hallway, which is very odd to me and would be damn near impossible to recreate so perfectly with anything tied to the switch. Slightly weirdly worded, but I think what she's saying basically is that, like,
The switch goes down.
the switch goes down, right? The second time is much more obvious, and that's what you're seeing at the end that really spooks him out. The switch literally flicks down to turn the light
The
off.
far switch on the...
The switch closest to him turns down.
Okay.
The first switch time it goes off, it's the corridor at the end. The second time, it's the corridor next to him.
Yeah.
And it flicks down so quickly that the brother reacts appropriately, but getting the fuck out of there, basically. And that's it. It just says, what are your thoughts?
Okay.
I'm genuinely curious. I don't know what's going on.
I'm going to watch the video a second time.
Watch it a second time,
Now
knowing
that I know
that
that.
what you're looking out for is the light switches on the left of the wall.
Okay.
Okay, so it's doing it again. That switch down there is on. You can see it past my shaking. This one is on, okay? It's... Mom. See what I mean? It's fucking... You can hear it. You fucking... Mom, nope.
That is
And that's
weird.
Is that not fucking weird?
That is weird.
When I first, I did the same thing as you did. When I first watched it, I thought, what the hell am I watching?
Yeah.
I sort of was like, oh, did the switch, I don't know. Then I read it and I was like, okay. And it genuinely, I felt
That
a little bit
is
shivery
weird.
watching
Do you know why? Because it doesn't... Because it's so simple. This
is it.
Like, how would you... I mean, the only...
And as people in the comments have said, some people have said, is it just a faulty switch or faulty wiring? Other people have said that they're not entirely sure how that would happen, and for it to happen on both different switches to turn the light on and off is incredibly strange.
The only thing I could think of that would explain it is if it was like in some way like edited or like CGI switch, but it's done really well.
It's done really well, yeah, exactly. If it is, that's done well. I mean, it's acted well.
I mean, and also it just like that fully looks real.
Yeah,
and because
exactly.
it's not,
that is what's so
weird. But then the other side of me, the cynic in me that thinks it could be fake, is that because it's such a simple thing that you're not looking out for, and when you do look out for it, it's like that would be really easy to just sort of like edit and make a fake thing going down in post because you're not looking out for a light switch, and it's such a small detail, but it is there. That is creepy.
It's creepy, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, I have to say that, like, as someone that doesn't believe in ghosts, obviously I get creeped out by that. I get spooked out, and then I immediately start thinking, well, if it isn't ghosts, it has to have a logical answer, which is either that it's fake or that it's a faulty light switch.
Wow.
Sorry to ruin the fun, but it fucking spooked me out, right?
That's a spooky
That's creepy,
boy.
right?
That is a genuinely... I mean, the rest of them, all of the other stories were just... I mean, let's really be honest here. Pretty
Not one
dog
of them
shit
was
compared to this. This has actually got a little bit of spook to it.
But see, this is what I sort of mean, is that, like, when it's not when it doesn't feel like it's trying to be scary, it is more scary no matter what it's really doing.
That is it for anything horror related or scary related, like films, stories, real life things. It is so much creepier when it's something that isn't like being all ridiculous or like show and tell about it, where it's just like, look, this is a fucking thing. This is before we finish up on this segment. This is like that thing. Did you see ages ago there was like a thread on Twitter of a guy whose cat was being weird?
I vaguely remember.
I can't remember who it was, or it was a really long thread where a guy's cat was like kept sitting at by the door looking out and kept being like...
I remember. That was a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a few years ago. But it kept going for like literally like weeks. It might have even been like a couple months. And then, but it was like... It was so realistically... I think it was fake, but it's so realistically done because it was all just really simple stuff that wasn't ridiculous. So
exactly, like that fucking story about throwing your orange on a bed.
Yeah.
Not scary.
Not
but
scary.
If it had just been like a video of him being like, this is weird, I don't know. Then
Yeah,
you'd be
if-
like,
yeah.
okay, he's not telling me what he thinks. He's just saying it's
Yeah.
weird. Maybe I'm thinking it's weirder.
It's all in
And, like-
the presentation, my friend.
Exactly. And that light switch one would have been infinitely less scary if at the end she was like, this means that the second descendant of my grandmother's nurse who
100%.
died in the corridor.
And also, the moment you, I think what it is as well is describing what is happening isn't really scary. Like, if she was in that last one to be like, just say what, like, and then it was like, but if you watch the video, you can clearly see a demon flicking a switch. And that, you'd be like, well, fuck this shit right to the very ground. I'm going to go and not
Like, I saw
ever
a
watch
couple
this.
of stories as well that I didn't read out, and I won't go into them because we've not got time. But it was like, oh, I had an imaginary friend when I was little. My daughter said that she could see it too. I had another imaginary friend I'd see sometimes who was a big black shadow with red eyes and teeth.
Who
and
cares?
It's like, well, I'm not
Didn't
scared
happen.
anymore.
Didn't
Go fuck
happen.
yourself.
Yeah, all in your mind, you freaky fucking kid.
You freaky fucking kid. But anyway, mate.
Yeah,
We didn't rate that. What did you rate that last one?
I would rate it 6 out of 10.
Mate, I'd go higher.
Maybe 7. Maybe okay. I'll go
that
7.
spooked me out. I'm going 8, mate.
I don't know if it's 8 out of
Like
10.
I'm not
though.
saying I think it was a ghost. I'm not saying I think it was anything.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it spooked me the fuck out.
I'll give you
First
that,
time
mate. I'll
watching.
give you that 8. I'll go 7 then. I feel like 6 might have been a bit too.
All right,
bit
let's
too
meet.
low.
Should we meet in the middle? 7.5.
7.5, Pappy. Let's do
that's
it.
it.
Let's bloody do it.
What a treat, man. What a high to end on.
Yeah.
But by no means has this podcast ended, Nick,
Oh, why is that?
because we have a final segment to get to, mate. It's Celebrity Call-In.
It's time for the celebrity calling. Celebrity calling.
Right. So it's time for that fabled time of the week. It's
It certainly is.
It's our celebrity call-in, where if you're new to the podcast, we have a different celebrity call into the show.
We do.
And just talk about what they want to talk about. You know, it could be an admission, it could be just something they want to get off their chest. You know,
Yeah.
don't have to be anything crazy, but
It's a safe space.
it's a safe space. You know, this show is a safe space for celebrities to offload. And last week, Stuart had a. He pulled in a big favour. Actually, it was really wild.
It was huge. I managed to get Christopher Walken on the show. So if you haven't listened to that, go back and listen. I guarantee you.
It was really
it'll change your
something.
mind on him, I think.
Yeah, it really does, and I think we can all agree that Christopher Walken's in our thoughts as we
He
for
is.
this tough time for him after
He
what he
certainly is.
after what he admitted. But this week,
Very pooey.
the baton is passed to me.
The baton was passed to your boy Nick.
And I've got a celebrity friend of mine who's on the line, I think.
Sweet, yeah, we got him on. Well, if we got him on the line, I guess there's nothing else to do, mate, but just fucking get cracking.
Yeah,
Shall we
let's
see?
do it. So, well, okay. Do you wanna introduce yourself, celebrity caller?
Let's have it.
Hello, boys.
Oh, that sounds like a female guest. I actually don't think we've had a female guest yet.
That's right. It's your first female guest. I saw a lot of boys on here and I thought, I should like to find myself on that podcast.
Wow, I'm sure. So, look, why beat around the bush? Who is it?
Well, carrying on with your, well, actually, I was going to say your tradition, but you've only had one chef on the show so far, but I'd like to continue the tradition of maybe, making this a safe space for chefs.
Yeah, can I guess, celebrity?
Go ahead, my friend.
Is it Nigella Lawson?
Nigella Lawson is the name, Nigella Lawson is the game. That's right,
Huge, I'm a big
boys.
fan.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan,
Oh,
Nigella.
that's great to hear. It's just really lovely to be invited on the show by
Yeah.
Nicholas. Yes.
Yeah, Nick mentioned that he got someone a bit different today, so.
Yes, well, I just thought, I'd like to take some time out of my sexual regime of cooking some tomatoes on a nice low blooming temperature on top of the hob and really getting out of the kitchen and talking to the men, the rugged men in this world that really make things better. And that's you.
Look, it's hot in
boys.
here. It's hot in here because of the weather, but I think you just got a bit hotter, Nigella.
Yes. it
Oh,
is.
sorry, I shouldn't.
Are you
So how?
flirting with me, Stuart?
No, I'm not. I'm not Nigella.
Yes.
So how can we help, Nigella?
Well, there is something on my mind that I've been meaning to get off my bosom for quite a while.
Okay.
My,
Okay. Yeah, go on.
I really have, well, I'm not really sure where to begin with it all, but there is something really digging at the back of my brain that's digging like a persistent man trying to get a kiss out of me on a first date.
I'm sure many women have been there and feel your pain.
There's not really any clean way to say this, but
Okay.
I'm sure you're aware that as a famous celebrity chef in the UK, I've had quite a few cookbooks out in my lifetime.
No doubt, yeah. I think I've maybe even owned a few at some point. I don't know, Nigel.
Stuart,
Yeah.
you naughty sausage. Well, I do have a few cookbooks, but there's something I need to get off my chest about the production of these cookbooks, which...
Okay.
So, how do I say this, but... I've actually been using my own sterilised urine to turn the pulp and pulp the wood into paper into each of my cookbooks for every single one of my goody little fans to enjoy every time they read them.
Okay, I'm not quite sure what you've just admitted. Are you saying, so you're telling me, Nigella Lawson, that all of your cookbooks are made from your piss?
Oh, Stuart, you took the words right out of my mouth. That's right, my cookbooks are made out of my sterilised urine.
I'm starting to feel a bit uncomfortable now, Nigella.
Yes, that's right, because I thought, what better way to give my fans a piece of me than my
Than your piss.
warm, rose-tinted, strawberry-smelling urine.
Well, there's a small part of me that finds that a nice sentiment.
Most of sentiments.
If I'm going to be completely honest with you, Nigella, a lot of me finds that utterly terrifying.
And why is that, young boy?
Well, I don't think we should be reading them from piss books, to be honest, Nigella.
Well, actually, quite the contrary. I think we should be accepting urine as a part of our daily life. As every now and then, I like to drink a bit of urine.
Oh, okay. And that's healthy for you, is it?
It's healthy as heck, my boy. Because, and I'll tell you why it's healthy, because nature and I mean, sometimes I enter my kitchen and I feel so alive and aroused that I get naked and I let my urine just flow over my body from a nice pot that I hold above my head, and I collect it into a smaller cup underneath, and then I drink it.
How much urine do you go through?
Wouldn't you like to know, Stuart?
I would.
Gallons. In fact, I've been told by many a lover that my urine is the best and most profitable in all the land.
Okay. So who does anyone else know about this? What about your publishers?
Nobody knows about it, Stuart.
What even is the process of what? You soak the wood that binds your books in piss. Is that it?
Oh, Stuart, I don't think I've actually thought that far through this this admission, but basically, sometimes, and do not get me wrong, it must be when the moon is fully bloomed on a midwinter's day. I like to go outside into the garden and I make my books from hand, you see, and I get some bark, because I assume that's how you make books. And I just pulp it together with my piss.
So you pulp? I
make the pulp.
I don't think that's how books are made, Nigella.
You should be surprised, young boy.
So you're telling me you make the wood out of piss? You make it from a pulp?
Oh, you silly little cherub. I don't make the piss, the wood. I use the wood to make paper, and the agent I use to do it, instead of water, is my piss.
Do you need an agent? I don't know.
You need water to turn it into pulp, don't you? And actually, I use my piss.
Okay, Nigel. I can sense
smells
this
really lovely.
I can sense this call might be taking a turn.
And I really love it as well. I love to cook with my piss. I love to put it in a pan. I like to boil off sumptuous tomatoes with my fragrant rosemary piss.
Nigella, can I be honest?
My piss is everywhere.
Can I be honest, Nigella?
Be honest
for a second.
Me, Stuart, yes.
Can I just?
Yes.
I think you're a fucking freak.
Oh, Stuart, tut, my dear. That's an awful way to talk to a woman.
No, I know I shouldn't. I know Nick's gonna hound me for this. I shouldn't talk to girls like that. But I think that's absolutely fucking disgusting.
Oh, piss all over.
Yep, I think we'll be. I think we'll be disconnected. I think we'll be disconnecting from that. Can we get this cut off? She gone?
I think she's gone, Stuart. That was really strange.
Nick, it's rare that I'm made to feel that uncomfortable by a guest.
That was, I mean, speak for yourself. I was starting to feel a bit aroused there.
You're getting horny on Main?
Getting horny on Main. Horny on Main Street, USA.
So I don't know what to do with that. Does this now fall upon us to get refunds for people?
Do you know what? I think the best thing we do is just leave it, forget it ever happened, don't ever talk about it.
I think if we just forget this whole segment happened, that'd be nice.
That'd be great. Well, let's just get moving on with our lives. That was Celebrity Calling.
It's time for the Celebrity Calling. Celebrity Calling.
And just like that, we come to the end of this particularly spooky episode.
Spooky boys.
I don't know about you, Nick, but I'm going to need a change of pants because this whole episode has really shook me up.
Mate, I don't know about you, but I'm sitting in just what can only be described as just an
inch of water across your room?
Water across my room and pitch black ceilings and blood across the walls. It's crazy up in here.
That's pretty mad, man. That's pretty mad.
Pretty wild. Well, look, I had a great time going through those spooky stories. Some of them were, most of them were dog shit. But one of them was good. So look, we're going to wrap it up right now. I think let's just say what we usually say about where we want people to listen, where we want people to follow, all of the.
Thanks for guiding that, mate.
Yeah,
that was great.
Oh,
yeah,
man,
cheers. Instead of just fucking saying it, I don't know.
Well, actually, I do want to say before maybe on Instagram we'll put a little thing about some more suggestions because we've really been enjoying. We've been enjoying tackling some subjects that people.
It's fun throwing ourselves into something fucking whack.
It truly is. So yeah, I mean, any suggestions, throw it our way on any socials, and they can be as whack as you like.
Go as crazy as you want. And of course, you find us anywhere at AFNP Pod. That's at AFNP Pod. Instagram's our preferred method, but look, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter as well.
Anywhere, yeah.
Look, mate, lob us some suggestions. It'll be a good old time. Leave us a follow. It'll be great.
It'll be great.
And whatever you're listening to this on, whatever your preferred podcast, whatever your first podcast streamer is, follow us on there.
Yeah.
Why not?
All
Make
of
sure you
that.
don't miss any future episodes. It'll be bloody great, mate.
Yeah.
And also leave us a bloody review, mate, or I'm gonna fucking send a nun's letter to you, mate, and you're gonna get pretty worried pretty soon.
Yeah, and I guess we better wrap. Stuart,
what?
There's a ghost behind you, mate. There's a demon.
No,
it's Bath Ruler. It's Bath Ruler, the demon boy.
What does he look like?
It's the demon boy of Puerto Rico.
But I can't see him.
He's back to get his revenge.